Hello? No, Bad Snacks can't come to the phone. Why? She's dead.
Hey guys, it's Mad Snacks today, because today we are making bass music. I have been waiting to make this video for so long. I'm so excited. Where do I even start? As some of you may remember, when I first introduced the sonic extensions, then I specifically said that I was really excited about seismic shock because I am really interested in learning how bass music works. There's one sonic extension in particular that is like perfect for bass music. Bass music has been a little bit mystifying to me because it's super sound designy, it's super hype, and when I see it live I like lose my mind. So I've been wanting to make it for a really long time, and it wasn't until I was being shown seismic shock and how it works that it like really started to connect the dots of like, oh, this plugin is gonna make it possible for me to figure this out. If you are not familiar with sonic extensions at all, the long story short is that they are in addition to having Omnisphere 2. They're basically sound libraries where each patch has its own custom controls panel, and then every single sonic extension, there are 4 of them, have 2 effects. Now, when I say that this plugin makes dubstep for you, obviously that's a little bit hyperbolic, but it does give you a ton of really cool sound options, tons of inspiration, and you get things like risers, hits, built-in wubs that you can just like turn a knob and then you get different subdivisions, which is super easy. It just makes the workflow super accessible. So I'm going to be showing you how I made a beat with seismic shock, and I'm also going to be just talking about seismic shock in general. So I'm really looking forward to showing you guys what I came up with, and yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so the beginning of the track starts with this patch called Festy Fanfare, and let's just do a little bit of scene surfing and see what we got here. Alright, so I really liked scene 3 here. Here are some chords. We're going to turn down the density of the fanfare. Just tone it down a little bit. We're also going to adjust the length and the depth of the contour, which is kind of a little bit like envelope shaping here. And then we're going to throw in a little bit of this reverb. So talking about automation with Festy Fanfare, you can go to Enable Host Automation, and I'm going to just show you how I link this up with my MIDI controller. So I go to Configure, and you can hit the parameter that you want to affect. And then I just go into MIDI Key or MIDI Edit, and then I just twist the knob that I want to correlate. So now my knob on my Novation is going to affect the reverb. So the next part is actually very similar to the first part. It's the same scene, same patch. And we're going to adjust the contour by adjusting the length, making it much longer, and adjusting the depth, and then adding in swirl, which sounds like this. And now the next thing I did is I put in this riser, because one of the really cool things about seismic shock is that it has these kind of hits that you can use. So this is called reverse acid drips. And just tell me that isn't a dope riser. And you have all these different risers within the scenes, but I really liked the first one. So I did that, and then I put the mod on it just to kind of widen it. And then I automated the stutter here. Just to take it to that next level. It kind of reminds me of like Star Wars Episode 1, the pod racing scene a little bit. So then to layer in the riser, I also have this seismic snare roller. Which is perfect for a riser. I really liked scene 4 here. It just adds so much energy. And then how I use that in context is I kind of actually just use the beginning phrase of it, and then I put an auto filter on it just to kind of like open it up really quickly, and then I threw the speaker off immediately after for the drop. Okay, so this is where the money is. This patch right here, subsonic fracking. Oh my gosh, I love this patch. So we're just scene surfing here. So I'm going with scene 1, and then I'm gonna turn the ring mod on, turn the filter down, the grime up, and then you can adjust the bend of it so it kind of comes in out of tune a little bit. You can adjust the crush of it, and throw that seismic pump on there. And then the detune and the fracking and the crush were all things that I enabled in host automation so I could adjust them. So being able to automate these was really helpful. And here's kind of the arrangement of how I changed the detune and the fracking tone. And then in addition to the seismic pump, I did throw a Sound Toys tremolator on there just to give it a little extra bounce. Ooh. This is what it sounds like in context with some drums. So one thing about bass music that I'm learning right now is that a lot of the drops have to do with call and response. Like that's a very, very easy way to think about the arrangement if you're just trying to get started with it. So I wanted to add in another voice, and that's where Alien Bass Morph comes in. So let's do a little bit of scene surfing, and you can hear just like how metallic and hard this patch is. So I'm going to go with scene 1 here. And spread is where it's at, just that little bit of modulation. So yeah, you can see that I only used really one note at a time, and then I just automated the panning so that it kind of swooshes around the headphones. And then in context. And then, yeah, just to kind of add to that call and response and adding some more voices into the conversation, I added in patches like speaker strangle and power outage. And it's nice because you can get that kind of eighth note triplet feel, just to kind of add in another rhythmic element. So I took that little sound clip from Power Outage and then I froze it into an audio track, and then I just put a flanger on it and an OTT compressor on it, just to kind of use it as a little bit of a fill to play off of the drums. And speaking of drums, a lot of my drum pattern here is imported one-shots, and you can hear that there's a really big emphasis just on the boom clack. And really, I didn't mix this all too much except for some volume stuff and then throwing some reverb on the claps just to make it sound bigger. And then, yeah, I threw some cymbals in there. So yeah, the A part is very much this halftime feel, and then the B part is more of this kind of driving, like Jersey Club-esque kick. I know it's not technically Jersey Club, but whenever I hear the shots, I always think of Jersey Club. But it's like a really cool driving kick. And then I would say that the hero of the drums are these tops that are from a Virtual Riot and Modestep splice pack. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But anyway, they add a lot. Even just as tops, it really fills it out.
Bad snacks, hit him with the big bush.